This is kvci.blogspot.com, once again in Valdosta, Georgia. We are still talking about the city of Valdosta, Georgia, analysis of impediments to fair housing. We're also talking about the HUD office in Atlanta, 440 Marietta Street, downtown. As you know, the week before last, I went to the HUD office and I gave a report. It's posted on YouTube, Boston G.B.R. My friend and co-worker, in the efforts of improving the conditions in our community in order to try and put a dent in crime for our young people who cannot get jobs, yet others are getting jobs through paving, construction work from the federal government, wherein these jobs, in so many instances, were created to help the people in these same low-income areas. And so my friend Doc Robinson will give us a little overview and synopsis of what he learned when he went to talk to Mr. Clark, Mr. Booth, and the rest of the federal employees up there in the state of Georgia. So Mr. Robinson, when did you get back?
I got back yesterday evening, Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
All right, I went up there Friday. First and foremost, I am John Robinson. I was the lead plaintiff for the civil litigation the last 12 years. And I'm a victim of discrimination from the worst way. And I found it upon myself and on behalf of others to make a stand in assisting them in trying to bring some justification to a place that needs something justifiable. I was diagnosed with cancer, and it's terminal. And it's something that I feel that needs to be expressed to a certain degree, that we can get a good understanding that I don't have no need, or we don't have any reason to be pursuing these efforts and issues if they wasn't something that was so important and has such vast meaning. We find that HUD is like bullshit, okay? This object that I'm holding in my hand is bushiki. Supposed to be able to take this and do all kind of little tricks with it, all up and down my arm, running all around my neck, and all kind of tricks. But if I try to perform something like that, it makes it very difficult because I can't master it. So in order to understand HUD, it's like understanding the magic of the art of bushiki. And bushiki is something that is difficult to master, but it can be mastered. And Brother Lance,
yes,
this is bushiki.
Yes, sir. All right.
Now the question that you asked me, and what we're discussing, is mastering bushiki is HUD. If I describe HUD, it'll be like describing bushiki. It can be mastered, but they got so many different increments, so many different levels, so many different offices, so many different rules and regulations until it's an impediment itself. It can be mastered.
Yes, sir. We've seen people that master.
Yeah, but getting through this impediment itself is binding.
It's a maze of things.
It's a maze of things, and we do feel like some progression is going to be made. But first of all, you got to master bushiki, and it's going to be difficult. You know, you go to work and you drop it all on your toes. And all it's just hard. It's difficult to understand. Brother Ryan here went up on behalf of everyone here in Lowndes County, and he arranged it that I could go up the following week. And we found that there really appears to be no justice in America. For certain people, if we manage to get the funds cut, it'll be so disruptive.
And devastating.
You know, we don't really want to see that. So what do we do? What do we do?
I have no idea, but one thing we can't do, we can't stop. We cannot stop. With our sons and daughters going into jails and prisons, when we look around, and Councilman Wright was just telling us a few minutes ago about the income, about the banking institutions, about redlining, which he didn't have to tell us. We were just discussing it because it's all in the analysis of impediments I have right here, so anybody can read it. My question to the city is, I'm wondering where in City Hall can the citizen come up and just request a copy of this? It should be in the library, made available, because there's some good information in here, but we must continue to stay on the course, inform local citizens of what's going on, and as I believe, we need to take the complaint system out of City Hall and make it an independent agency. So as this G.B.R study shows, there's been no real complaints in 16 years, and that may be a reason why. And so, make a long story short, my beautiful brother, what did the big shots and those sitting in power in HUD say to you about where we're going and what should we do and what approach should we take to try to bring some real resolve to this problem down here?
They say this food
So you really, in other words, so if we gonna narrow it up, it seemed like what they was telling me is that it's so broad and separated by departments that few people know what's going on.
That's exactly right.
In other words, you can't pinpoint no specifics because it's so general. And therefore it's like a monster out of control.
In other words, you can't pinpoint no specifics because of the specifics.
You know, you who watch this, y'all probably think we joking, but no, we're not. When I went up there, and I'm gonna be frank, I'm gonna call some names. When I got in Mr. Clark's office up there in Hood, he told me that's not our department. What we do is strictly investigations. So he took me down the hall to Mr. Booth, with his first name Kenneth. I would talk to Kenneth, he said he's intake. All right, then he called another guy out of another department. But what I wanted to know is, how can we ensure that the federal government directives and requirements are being followed to the T when it comes down to not the same, this is what I'm saying now, I don't want to be confusing, where the same people continue to get the monies because they are in the clique, they are among the slicks, in some cases not even in the slicks. They are just in positions of government, and so they pool and tailor and control who to invite to these different meetings. But the common folk in the community for which HUD, my understanding, was set up, it just don't reach them. And so they know little to nothing about what's going on in the community. We don't have a news media to really address the specifics of our community. And so I guess, Doc, you about to sum it up and say, we about back to day one, just keep raising hell and what, you know.
Well, we just gonna have to have the patience, and like you said, don't stop, keep on.
We can't stop.
And I did meet some very good people up there.
Yes, sir.
You know, and they sound promising, but the fact that it's food seeking, we're gonna have to take our time and learn to master the system and work the system. The problem that we are facing, our adversaries, as you would say, have mastered the system, and they're working the system, and they're working against the people that they represent.
What we have here now is a listing of capers from 2006 to present, and we got all kinds, not we, the citizens of Valdosta got all kind of reasons why they have not met all requirements in terms of the impediments that keep the money from going to the areas for which it was designed. Yes, sir.
And you know what? On that note right there, brother, you know, the impediment from 5 years prior to this impediment, reads just like this impediment, that means that nothing has been done.
Yes, sir, that's right. Yeah.
In order for this one to read the same as one that read 5 years prior.
I read it, and from when I read each one of them, all I see is they keep saying we are continuing, we are continuing, we are continuing. And when I got to Atlanta, I told every office that I went in, and I told Miss Taylor too, and I showed her, every response says that we are continuing to do this. We are continuing to do that. And the people continue to live in poverty. They continue to be locked out of the process. The community continue to not be ignored on meetings, and only certain people come to these meetings. Now, I understand that there's a meeting